Many apologies, I had to restart the stream there due to some audio technicalities. I forgot to plug the microphone in, silly me. A stream viewer was kind enough to let me know that there was horrible feedback. At any rate, this is going to be the first in a series of summer streams. Pretty much games that kind of evoke a summer feel. I always used to play this as soon as I got out of school, when I was in middle school, high school, so this is kind of a retro throwback for me. Haven't played it in a few years. Dine in the chat has also reminded me that this is a specific, there's a hack. Well, I've patched it anyway. There were 2 tracks in the game that were, as far as I know, it was unknown that they were even wrong. But there were some glitches in the audio files, and this actually has patched them out, so I'll point those out when we get to them. I feel like there's no way that Dr. Jones is not an Indiana Jones reference. Coral Cola. I have always actually wondered, like, what the thought process was in naming some of the stuff in these games. Yes, as stated before the error, I love the humor in this game with Americola. That old lady is actually going to come up again several times in the series. Bit of a running joke. And as the Southern Cross is actually one of the modern 88 constellations. If you're in the Southern Hemisphere, you can see it. At the end of the stream, last episode, I will most likely go ahead and show a screenshot. In the original manual, it has a graphic and a little bit blurb of information about the Southern Cross. Of course, that's not the only thing in the manual. Later in the game, around Chapter 5, there's actually a sequence where you need a little letter from Dr. J came with the original game. And I'll go into detail with that later, but if you bought the game used, you probably don't have that, and that's going to cause some trouble. Abducted. I'm not sure who would want to abduct Dr. Jones. Probably Nazis. Of course I'm gonna help. It's my uncle. Mario Shatner. You know, now that you mention it, Dine, that's a very good, he definitely has the Mario face, but the hair is very Shatner. I never even thought of that. Oh, really, Dine? You grew up on... That's crazy, that you grew up on an island close to the equator? I've pretty much lived in the Midwest my entire life, and I could totally go for something else. Okay, let's see if I talk to every NPC. Okay, yeah, if I don't talk to every NPC before referring or speaking with the football helmet guy here, he's kind of a jerk and won't let me in. Okay, that does sound like Nazi activity. That's always what they were after, Lost Ruin secrets. Oh, hey there, Eddie, how's it going? Yeah, this, Chief's sister shaman lady, her main purpose in this game is to revive you if you die. We're just gonna really hope that we don't have to see her again. Some context to the game. Released in 1990, it was made by Nintendo of Japan, looking to capitalize on the Zelda craze. Some consider it a sister series to the old Zelda games. Pretty obvious given the heart containers down there. But Japan itself never got a release. I'm not sure where you would have seen it. I know it's a cult classic. It has a cult following. A lot of people haven't heard of it. That is very curious that it never actually came out in Japan despite being developed there. And I forgot to start a timer to know exactly how much time I've been spending, so we can end the episode on time. But I have to be at work for a very short cover shift at 9:30, so we'll be cutting this fairly early anyway. I plan to take a note from Dine, who's been doing chapter-by-chapter episodes of Soul Blazer, and just kind of do these like maybe 2 at a time. Probably shouldn't have stepped in here because it's just a trap room, but just for example, first-time player likely would have. Nothing in here other than just a horrifying face thing and bats. The actual exit is in a hidden switch up here. One thing I adore about these games, the fact that a lot of these dungeons are very puzzle-oriented. And hello, Tiro, I apologize, I did not notice you in the chat at first. Oh yeah, and I agree, the commercial is amazing. I may go ahead and show that, along with the Southern Cross info from the manual after the final episode. The commercial is very odd. That's all I really have to say about that. Alright. At least while I have this terrible yo-yo. What kind of a weapon is a yo-yo anyway? These little sub-weapons down here are going to be very useful. Oh man, I forgot how much I love this game. It doesn't get really interesting until Chapter 3 though, and we're not going in that door because it is nothing but a death trap. That's one other Nintendo hard thing that I miss. Oh hey, you entered a door. That's like a natural, like, inclination in a game like this. Oh wait, you're dead. That's... just for the sake of conversation and information. In addition to StarTropics 1 and 2, my summer plans for streaming include Secret of Mana at the very least. That's going to be one that's pretty necessary. I may go ahead and try to throw in Final Fantasy Adventure, Second and Setsu 3, Legend of Mana. I'm probably not going to go much beyond that in terms of that series. I may actually go ahead and do, what's the Game Boy Advance one? I know that you know this, Tiro, Sword of Mana? Oh, I absolutely agree, Dine. When I do Secret, I'm gonna be looking for 2 other party members. Yeah, I actually have to agree. I was not a big fan of Sword of Mana in comparison to Final Fantasy Adventure. I'm not sure why. I liked them both. The score system in this game, it's another interesting little tidbit. Someone on Game FAQs a while back discovered how score is calculated. It does nothing for you in the course of the game, but apparently you start out with a set score for each dungeon, and with each enemy you kill, your score lowers, so the actual way to get a high score is to kill as few enemies as possible. Subsea. 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. That's thematic, I like it. Because that's what I'm going to be doing on Subsea. Well, he's afraid of something. Oh, he's gonna tell me the whole story. Okay. I really probably should not expect multi-conversations in an 8-bit game. And here we have Navcom, my little robot buddy. An homage to the Rob peripheral for the early days of the NES, the robotic operating buddy. I always wanted one of those. I've never seen one anywhere. Oh yeah, Tiro, definitely link me on Twitter to your fan shrine. I remember you talking about that at least a year ago, and I'm curious to see how that went out. Alright, I'm in my submarine. Queequeg? I'm assuming it's Queequeg, 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 Queequeg. Queequeg. Yes, I think so. I like dolphins, they're cute. If it had been a shark, I may not have helped. And just looking at the clock here, we should be fine. Yeah, the light blue water basically functions as a wall, so we won't be traversing across that. No help. Maybe the wife will know something. Side note, I actually do kind of like the graphics they use in this game. For something so simple, it was done very well, I personally feel. Something to watch out for in this game are these little bubbles down here that indicate that we can actually go through a wall. More on the black waves later. See? Heart. More Zelda. Boy dolphin, yeah, no, she's not any help either. Oh, well, maybe she is a little help. Bottle on the beach. That wasn't there before. Part of me does wonder, if this were my first time playing, how difficult it would be to discover secrets like this. Captured by evil aliens. Tell them, oh, I guess it isn't Nazis. 1776, that's very patriotic, yet another way to link this into my summer series. Nah, I don't need to read it again. I highly doubt her dialogue has changed, but just out of curiosity. Yeah, no, nothing. I may need the stream's help, not during this episode, but definitely later on, to remember some key details. Submergible system ready. B button when I want to submerge. And that is the purpose of these thingies. Oh, in Chapter 6 there's a nightmarish puzzle involving submersion. I'm not a fan. Even to this day, despite having played this game at least 24 times, it still gives me trouble. Oh yeah, picking up this heart reminds me, back to the topic of what I plan to stream this summer. Zelda 1, I plan on doing a run of that. Preferably a master run, but we'll see how that goes. I mean, I'm not gonna reset the game just because I died like I would if I were not streaming. I have beaten it with no deaths, but it took at least a dozen resets. Stupid fish things. So yeah, there'd be Zelda 1, 2, and 3 at the very least. Quite potentially Link's Awakening and the Oracles. That depends on how much time we have, and oh my, so many enemies. It's a cluster of death. I can't let that get away. Yeah, if we die, it's not probably gonna be because enemies killed me. It's most likely gonna be related to submergible blocks. Oh, hey there, Zoda Stone. Very appropriate username. Oh man, I cannot believe I survived that. That would get that. Oh, yeah. Okay, there has to be either another enemy or a switch. Okay, it's a switch. This specific screen, I actually recall as a kid, I saw this in a movie. There were two kids playing a video game, and I recognized it as StarTropics. They were on this screen. Some adult asks who's winning. Both the kids say, me. And despite being like probably 6 years old, I'm like, no, that's not a two-player game. I have no idea what this movie is. I've looked for years. If anyone happens to know offhand, please let me know. But it's such an obscure thing, I highly doubt it. Out of practice, I used to be quite a bit better at this. Hello there, Muffleton. Oh, dirty. Alright, a throwback to the room from the first dungeon. That is one thing about NES games I love. They definitely train you for the future with simple concepts. I mean, games still do that today, but this is just me being a bitter old man, but I'm a little bit tired of, like, constant tutorials. Like, just, I like learning by doing. Oh no. Absolutely random question. Has anyone in here played SteamWorld Dig by any chance? Well, I assume that the movie would be from the early 90s, given the era that the game was released in. They probably just, like, grabbed a random game from somewhere and it just happened to be this. Oh, Moppleton, definitely, I will, make a note to follow your stream. What do you usually do? Is a little bit of everything, or are you, kind of thematic like I am with the older stuff? Oh, I see. My bad. I misread the chat there. Oh, help. That dolphin looks I've never noticed this before, but look at his eyebrow. He looks very upset, and I guess if I were a dolphin that had been captured, I would be too. Okay, let's, fight the octopus dude. Or possibly lady. I don't believe they were really specific. Also, why would an octopus kidnap a dolphin? That does not make sense to me. That's something I never thought about until just now. And let's go ahead and use the special item here. And just for fun, I'm gonna whack this thing with a baseball bat. I don't know if that's, like, much stronger than the yo-yo or not, but I figure why not go ahead and use the items. If we're gonna get them, it's not a collectathon. And there he goes. Yeah, let's go ahead and use that potion as well. Is the yo-yo better? Okay, let's go with that. Well, it definitely has a much more rapid fire rate. Yeah, I guess aliens is a pretty good excuse for an octopus taking a dolphin hostage. Aliens. In fact, that's gonna be my, my explanation for everything weird in this game from now on. Aliens. Okay, so Bat has 2 strength and Yo-Yo has 1, but the Yo-Yo is more DPS. That makes a lot of sense. Really, I'm gonna admit, I never use the Bat just because of the short range, but if I ever find another one in-game, I may do that. That might be the only stage that has a bat. Well, baseball bat. Almost every stage has the animal. Quick. Another interesting question I have. Why did Dr. J program Navcom to speak dolphin? It's an NES game, maybe I shouldn't be overanalyzing it. I should view this with the eyes of a 5-year-old and just, you know, accept it without question. Okay, so there's a... oh, okay, now, yes, I remember the baseball bats in Chapter 3. I don't remember them in 5. Storm and Calm. Yeah, this is quite possibly one of the longest chapters in the game. I'm gonna get done with as much of it as possible tonight. But I don't have a ton of time, so I'm probably gonna have to cut this short. Strangely calm after a storm, that's poetic. Well, walking never hurt anyone. Coconut milk, okay. Well, I mean, I guess this looks like some sort of a pot or something. When I was younger, I always just figured I was drinking out of a beehive. It kinda looks like one. Of course, Tiro points it out again. Aliens is the proper excuse for why Navcom can speak to dolphins. How quick I am to forget that that is my explanation for everything. I hate the dodos. You know, I would really, really love if we got more games in this style. Like, I don't know, does anyone know of any indie games that kind of function as spiritual successors to this? I wouldn't be surprised if someone had come up with something. A la Scott Pilgrim vs. the World being basically River City Ransom DX. Alright, well, thank you for stopping in, Moppleton. Definitely, I'll be streaming throughout the summer periodically, so if you'd like to pop in again, we'll chat. Flying monkeys. The excuse for this? Aliens. Actually, I do believe that is the real excuse for that. Yeah, okay, so there are lots of Zelda indie games, obviously, but apparently nothing like StarTropics. That is something to keep in mind, though. If you see anything, let me know. Huge fan of the series. Yeah, I did hear about the StarTropics 3 fan game. I saw some gameplay of it as well that looked pretty interesting. I'm kind of assuming that's not actually going to happen, but I hope they prove me wrong. And these guys are even worse than the dodos. But abusing water to stall them is a worthy strategy. I was so worried I was going to jump on the wrong one there. And because we're short on time, I'm not going to take the bad exit, but if you go left, you're pretty much going to have to start over. And what time do we have? Okay, I got time to go through the village at least. I love the soundtrack in this game. Miracola. Oh, okay, I get it, yeah. A play on the word miracle. Oh, okay, another Americola lady. That's... I wish you could. Never mind, you're terrible. No one likes you, you coward. Absolutely random thing we're not supposed to know about yet. A little secret entrance there. Bananette is sick in bed. Get out! Just a quick survey here. How is my voice level? Am I speaking loud enough? Music okay? Miss Mira 1990. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I thought that Miss Coral was cuter, but let's go with... yeah, let's say that. Oh, she's mad. No, you're prettier. Oh. I think I could have her if I wanted. Okay, great, great. Thank you for the info on my audio balance. I'll just keep these settings for next time. More coconut milk. And what does this individual have to say? She-cola. Man, so much cola. I wonder why I shouldn't go there. Another football helmet dude. Not happy. He's a mean guy. Yes, Zoda Stone. That's pretty much... I wanted to see what she would say with cola, but definitely that's a valid point. You have to tell Miss Mira 1990 that she's prettier, or you will not be able to pass. Such an obscure kind of progression method, but I like that. It's a very nice little, like, puzzle mechanic. I really wish I could go back in time and play this for the first time again. I don't know who this guy looks like. Definitely not Mario. He's got a little bit of a Luigi stash. I'm not sure about the hair. Shooting stars, lightning, that's probably not good. Mountain Hermit with healing spells. That's basically, we're about to go on a long fetch quest here. You know, side note, I've always found this guy interesting. Like, just the fact that they gave him a completely unique sprite that, as far as I know, is not seen anywhere else in the game, and just placed him there. That amuses me. It's, I don't know, I'm curious about a lot of the dev choices. Where else, Zoda Stone, can you think of, where I actually need to communicate with specific villagers to progress, other than the first area? Because I could swear that at least one other time that's gonna come up. I want to say Chapter 5, I'm pretty sure. But it is an interesting mechanic to force players to absorb the flavor text, forcing us to talk to all NPCs. Yeah! You gonna let me through now? Foreboding Mountain? Oh, really? So there are options programmed into the game where I have to speak with specific villagers, but not necessarily every villager. Okay, that I was not aware of. I just assumed that in some of these situations it was like, oh, you gotta speak to everyone. Alright, my skills are coming back a little bit. A lot of this is muscle memory. And I would say, after we get through this dungeon, that's a pretty good stopping point. I'd say that the chapter's a half to a third, probably a third over at that point. Oh man, yeah. Definitely notice how far the snakes are coming. This is a tricky situation. Okay, great. Yeah. Instant death trap. Okay, there's a bat. And a slingshot. Just realized that I forgot to use the nunchucks in the previous dungeon. That's disappointing. They're actually a pretty good weapon. Give me a little health jar. And darkness again. No need to light it up, though. Oh, these guys are dirty. I don't like them. Let's see if the bat will help. Oh, nope. Bat's not gonna help. Oh, no. I don't like this at all. And there's really no reason for me to kill every enemy other than being ballsy. Oh man, I hate this room. This could be the room that gets us. No, we're good. Okay, checking the clock again. I've got plenty of time. Well, I will say the controls in this are sometimes rough. Trying to turn a corner doesn't always work as well as I would like. In StarTropics 2, they fix this and make it so you can have 8-directional walk and jump. But I'm just so used to this original, I've never quite gotten used to it. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that you can get minus lives on those signs. I know you can get +1 or +2. I'm not sure if you can get minus or not. I believe the clock also comes from Zelda. Okay. Baseball bat. Yeah, you're right. That bat is definitely stronger. Not gonna go up, that's another instant death. Oh. Do one. I may be missing an item. Okay, so yes, it is confirmed you can get -1 lives accidentally. Okay, so no special switches here. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous. Oh, okay, we're good. No switches there either. We're good, let's keep going. Okay, so there is no -1 in the sequel. Good. That's something we'll remember. Oh no, okay. This is gonna be either really good or really bad. Let's just hide. Okay. Hurry. I still got life. Jump up, dude. Okay, I got hit, but we're safe. Very simple boss if you have enough hearts. Eat that. Very, very difficult as a kid. More walking around corner issues here. Love this victory song as well. Wow, you've done it. Okay. So, we're not gonna go any further, just because I want to go ahead and make sure I have time to get ready for work real quick. But I do appreciate everyone stopping in to watch. I'm gonna go ahead and likely finish the entire game tomorrow afternoon. I would do so tonight, but work, so go figure. No worries. So, yeah, thanks for watching. See you next time.